I was doing some spring cleaning the other day and I stumbled upon this. It's an old script I wrote for a sketch I wanted to do back in 2013. I wasn't able to film any of it, but I still remember having fun writing it, just with the high hopes of having a fun shoot, you know? That of course led me to think of another unfilmed sketch I wrote back in 2015. That time was for a Halloween special. I found that on my computer and I read through that, remembered the high hopes again, and then I started to think about the videos I actually released online. And I thought to myself, well, I might have been younger, maybe a little more squeaky voiced back then when I made them, but I remember being proud of them. I remember having a blast making them too. So I decided to go down memory lane and watch them all. And honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I would like to sincerely apologize to anyone who has seen these, because now I know how cringe all of this is. And I wish I could go back in time and tell Cringe-Jackson not to do any of this, that it's a bad idea, don't do it. But no, I'm stuck with what I got. And what I got is a bunch of cringy trash that I plan on removing from my channel. And no, I'm not saying this to be funny, I'm legitimately going to delete all of these off of my channel after I roast my prepubescent self in this YouTube video. That way the people who've seen all of these cringy trash videos can watch this one and be like, oh thank God, he knows it's crap now. So, where else to begin other than the one that technically started it all? It's not necessarily a sketch, more so just a random idea that popped into my head, so I filmed it because whatever.
Fergus.
Oh, that voice! Oh! Oh yeah, if you want to proceed through the rest of this video, you're just gonna have to get used to my feminine voice. Trust me, I'm in pain listening to it too, but I figure I'll push on if you want me to. Consider this your only warning.
Oh, I can't do that to you. Look at your adorable face.
There really wasn't too much to this video. I mean, it's literally just a minute and a half of me filming my dog, so what else would you expect? And the next video is literally even shorter, like about 12 seconds. I just figured I'd show you these two because they're technically the first two I ever did sketch-wise on this channel.
I'm Batman! No, I'm Batman. Wimp.
You're probably very confused about what that was, and trust me, so was I when I rewatched it, but I finally recalled that my friend Brendan, seen in the video as the wimpy Batman, he showed up one night for a sleepover, and he found out basically that I had a YouTube channel, and he just had a bunch of questions about how I shot videos, how I uploaded them, and all that, so we just came up with this quick little idea that was going to be easy to shoot, so we could just show him how to do it, and then move on, right? Only problem is, the joke I have here doesn't make any sense. You have Brendan jumping out saying he's Batman, and then I go,
no, I'm Batman.
Which causes him to run away and squeal, and I just say wimp. But what was Brendan intimidated by? If I had gone, I'm Batman, like really Christian Bale-like, then that would have worked because it's contrasting his introduction as Batman, but I didn't do that. Instead, I pulled a George Clooney.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
But believe it or not, I actually made another Batman sketch on this channel, which may be worse than the last one.
I'm Batman. Okay, keep going.
So in this sketch, the joke is, I'm Batman, and I hate how my friend Dylan keeps questioning me, so I continuously run to another room doing dumb stuff Batman wouldn't do, unless we're talking about Ben Affleck's Batman. But eventually Dylan's constant questions lead me to take off my mask and say,
you know what, Dylan? Sometimes you can just ruin all of my Batman fun!
and then I just run to another room I've already been in, and then the video ends. Like, at least the last Batman one was only 12 seconds. This one goes on and on with the same unfunny joke. Also, we filmed another sketch the night before we made this one, and I can't find it anywhere. I probably deleted it for some reason, sorry that you can't see any additional cringe. It was basically just a lightsaber fight between him and me, and we were going at it for a while, and then the joke is my stepdad walks in from the other room and is like, hey, you nerdy kids playing Star Wars, quit being nerds, you idiots, and take out the trash. And then we're just like, oh, how dare you ruin our fun. And then we walk out of the room. What is it with me ending sketches with people walking out of the room? This next one, I don't even remember why, but the framing is weird. I remember this being a problem for a few other reviews I did at this time. Eventually I found out how to fix it, but I don't remember how. Point is, this sketch has funny framing. Once again, just a random idea I had that I somehow wrote my dad into doing with me. Basically, we're taking out the trash, and I'm too much of a wimp to take out the heavy bag.
Come on, it's not that heavy.
That's what you think.
Which then makes my dad disappointed.
Really? Such a loser.
And then walk away. It's like I thought walking away from something was like the funniest thing ever. So I just did it for like multiple different sketches. Also, my dad has no reason to complain about my wimpiness since he intentionally took the lighter trash that I could have easily taken out. But that's besides the point. Let's move on to the next video, which was actually a tribute video to one of my favorite YouTube channels back then, the Computer Nerd 01. Now he's kind of trash and I don't really watch his stuff, but back then he used to make these great videos called reciting videos, where he'd take songs and take their lyrics and just make fun of them and just have a bunch of gaffes and goofs and laughs. And I was a big fan of those, and I wanted to tribute them because they meant a lot to me back then. So I made this tribute video for the song Diamonds by Rihanna. It may be the worst tribute video ever made. And this specific video was actually a re-upload because I had just gotten the Pinnacle editing software, and the only thing I could really test it on was this Rihanna video. However, a fancy editing software still doesn't really cover up my limited locations.
Find light in the beautiful sea. I can't see the light in the beautiful sea.
Limited knowledge on things like ecstasy.
A vision of ecstasy.
Or my limited intelligence in making any of this.
When you hold me, I'm alive.
Thanks, man.
Wow, what a fantastic handshake. That's gotta be like the best handshake in the history of handshakes. I'd put it above the one from Predator.
You son of a bitch.
Thanks, man.
Now these next three sketches are all related by school. This first one was for my 6th grade English class, where we basically had to read a short story or poem or something, and then bring in a bunch of items that reflected certain things in the book, put them inside a paper bag, and then present said paper bag to the class to show that you understood the book. Either that, or do your presentation on a video. And because of my crippling social anxiety that caused me to cry in front of classrooms as a kid, do not judge me, I went with the video.
Hello, students. Mrs. Metzger, and myself watching you right now.
You know what's funny about that line? I had to leave the room. Like, I became so nervous about showing the video to my class that I convinced my mom to write a note to my teacher saying that she should let me stay outside during the video. How great is that, eh? Now, at first I was embarrassed seeing this part again because it shows that I completely suck at scooping like 4 rocks in my backyard, and I'm sure that didn't do anything for me in that class. But then I realized I was in an English class. And for an English video project, I said this.
For conflict, I chose this clown statue. The reason is, Jacob Thatcher, who was supposed to be helping them on this trip all the way up to the bee tree, is kind of mistrustworthiness.
Mistrustworthiness. The fact that the teacher didn't expel me right then and there is astonishing to me. And in the same video, I also say this.
For resolution, I chose these pairs of earbuds.
Oh yeah, look at those 1 pairs of earbuds. Those singular pairs of earbuds look so good by itself. I also don't have a lot of consistency when it comes to my locations. I'll go from inside, to going back out, to going back in, then going back out again. To the same area too. And I'm sure this shower part really terrified my class at first. I explicitly remember my teacher saying we couldn't put anything inappropriate in the videos. So when this shower part showed up, I'm sure they were all scared that I was about to walk out naked in front of them. Luckily for them, I had my Mario Kart shirt on as a joke, that I actually shower with all my clothes on. Even though I'm entirely dry.
And finally, the quote that reflects the theme. The quote is,
and I know this part is small, but what is it with this marking on the paper? At first I thought it was the glue, but why would I glue it in that way? How would it even show up that way once you press it on the bag? And I especially don't remember the paper looking that way before putting it on. This was one of the most baffling things I saw while rewatching all of these. Actually, that's not true. The most baffling part was when I remembered that when I came back into the room, people were clapping for the video. In retrospect, I'm shocked that people actually liked it that much, for an applause. Unless they were lying to me, then that makes total sense. These next two weren't for a specific class. It was for a contest my school was having called the PTA Reflections, where the Parent-Teacher Association would come together and come up with a theme that they'd release to the students, and it was then up to them to interpret what that theme meant to them through some art form. My art form, of course, was the art of cringe. The theme for this one was believe, dream, inspire, so the majority is a lot of cheesy inspirational talk and light humor from me.
Now, a lot of people have many interpretations for it. I've even heard some crazy ones, like I believe my house is haunted.
Funny thing is, I actually got a certificate for this project. I mean, there was even like a small little ceremony where I had to walk up on the stage and grab it in front of people. At the time, that seemed like such a great accomplishment. But now, I'm thinking it's because I was the only one who sent in a video, and they just had to give me something. Like, there are a few moments in here that just aren't worthy of a top prize, and I'm gonna go over those moments right now.
Seeing Star Wars made me have appreciation for other films like Jurassic Park, Mission Impossible.
Like, even though I have skits for Mission Impossible and The Dark Knight planned, for Jurassic Park I didn't have anything, not even one idea. Even if I couldn't think of an idea for Jurassic Park, why didn't I just come up with a different film example so I could actually make a skit? Having the music in this scene might have been very impressive at first, until you get to this shot and you see that we didn't edit the music in. We just had it playing on the TV. I mean, that's cool problem solving to have the music in, I guess, but why couldn't I just edit it in? Like, it's so easy, like especially since I had Pinnacle at the time too. Also, this Dark Knight clip makes me cringe harder than I normally do watching young me. Not just because I have a random sword that Bane never used in The Dark Knight Rises, but because you can instantly tell that I'm improvising all of this, and I'm not entirely sure what I should be saying.
Citizens of Gotham City, you've gathered all here today to listen to what I have to say. Gotham is in ashes, and the only way to stop it is to neutralize.
Oh, wait, I don't even understand a word you're saying.
Thank you, Kevin, for interrupting my terrible ad-libs, but this camera pass-off is just amateur. Which I technically was an amateur at the time, but not amateur enough to where I can't just have a jump cut of him just standing there and saying all of that instead of just that terrible pass-off.
And remember, if you get inspired by someone to get a career that you really want, do it. Don't stop. Just keep on going. If you believe you can do it, and dream you can do it, you might be able to inspire others as well.
So yeah, we have the cheesy ending that I wrote in 5 minutes, and then we were done. I submitted that video the next day, got a certificate for it a month later, and now I'm just questioning if that was actually the best video, or if I was the only video in that contest. The final score-related video I have here, I'm just gonna be honest, it's not as cringy as the others. I mean, it still sucks hearing myself, especially at that young age, but if I had to pick one to watch on a continuous loop, it'd be this one. For this one, my parents actually let me stay home from school one day just to film everything, because the deadline was coming up and I had procrastinated on making it. But I remember enjoying doing that because it made it feel more professional. We had to carry the big tripod out to the park and film while people were there, probably thinking we were insane, going out to 7-Eleven just to get this big gulp prop that I haven't used since. My biggest regret from this video is actually the fact that I couldn't think of any more segments to do. Well, that's not my only regret. First of all, I have another hand issue here.
Yeah.
Thanks, man!
And when you look at the first segment, the "What's happening now" bit has Kevin bending down while tying his shoe, and then I just run up and take his wallet. While in the "what should be happening" part, we had the wallet fall out, and then I hand it back to him. It would make more sense if the wallet had fallen out in the first part too. That way it could be like a true contrast. But whatever, this video doesn't make me cringe like the majority of my videos from my youth. But now, we have the two big ones. When I got to these two videos, this was when I became the most influenced to take all of these down. So, without further ado, let's go over the production of Catgun. The premise for this one is quite simple. My friend Dylan comes over and it's discovered that my stepdad is doing this whole shtick of using our cat Sammy as a gun.
Don't move!
Kevin, why are you holding Sammy like that?
I said don't move.
Am I not supposed to be here?
That's it. I said don't move and you didn't listen. Now you're gonna pay.
This idea actually came about the same weekend we did the terrible Batman sketch. Like, we were just sitting around and randomly my stepdad just picked up my cat Sammy and started doing the meow 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 cat gun sound effects. About a month later, we thought it was so funny, we wrote a script, we filmed the sketch, and released it to the world. And I explicitly remember thinking that this was amazing. Like, we had just made our Citizen Kane of sketches. We couldn't stop talking about how great we were for making this. Now I can't stop talking about how dumb I was for doing this.
Sammy isn't a gun. Come on, Dylan.
I'll be watching you.
Also, I can't stop thinking about why I had a poster for a show I never watched, 5 of the same Iron Man posters, and worst of all, a giant B-movie poster on my door. Before I was aware B-movie was a meme, I had its center frame of this cringy sketch.
Hey, what's up with Kevin and Sammy?
Oh, he's having some strange delusion that Sammy is a gun. So now he just runs around the house pretending to shoot people with him. Like the other day.
Now this is actually the first scene we shot of Cat Gun. It was Thursday night and Dylan was coming over the next night to film it over the weekend, and we just thought, hey, we're here, we can do it without him right now, so let's just do it. We rushed through it, and boy oh boy, does it show.
Say hello to my little friend.
Kevin, this is getting pretty annoying.
I love how you can tell my sister didn't care about doing any of this, and instead of telling her to do her lines over again, I just thought it was fine and moved on.
Ugh.
Oh, and I love how Skylar closes the door here, but then Kevin starts walking down the stairs, only to have another cut where the door is open, and he's waiting for his cue, which is Skylar's phone and scream. Just a magical scene all the way through. Moving on, after a moment of line jumping...
Dude,
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. But dude, we gotta do something about that.
I agree.
We cut to my mom coming home from a work trip. Which she actually did do. Like, she came home from some other state for work and had to come back home and act in this trashy sketch.
Well, well, well. We meet again.
Really? I can't even deal with this right now.
Huh. What was that all about?
But now it's time for the big climax, our intervention scene. Complete with noticeable people in the background, comedically timed paper tapping, and awkward applause.
Hallelujah!
A line that would have been great for that English project earlier.
Besides, I was working on something better now.
And the TV having Transformers 2 on in the background. Yes, the perfect recipe for a great resolution.
I was working on something better now.
Like what?
Dog cannon.
Kevin!
Well, at least maybe a couple of hamster grenades?
Except it ain't over yet, folks. That's right, we pulled a marvel for this sketch right here. The post-credit scene opens with me and Dylan walking back from a movie theater after seeing some unspecific film.
Dude, that was such a great movie.
I know. Remember that one scene at the end?
Oh my god, that was so funny!
I know. That was just so fun.
Oh yeah, dodge those specifics because we didn't know what movie to reference. Point is, we walk into the house and we end with...
Kevin, you promised! It's not real, remember?
It's real enough.
You know, as a kid, this was really funny to us. Now, I just see a man who went insane and somehow managed to kill 2 children with a cat. How family friendly! So yeah, that was our greatest achievement at the time, which of course means it was a pile of crap. But right when I was about to give up my nostalgia trip, I realized, hey, there's one last sketch here. One final video that came out in 2014. And I remembered, hey, that was the same time that the World Would Be a Better Place video came out. The one that I didn't think was as cringy. So maybe this one could work. Also, I wasn't using Windows Movie Maker anymore. I was using Pinnacle. So maybe I got better. Maybe this is the one where I could think to myself, I loved making it back then, and I still love it now. And this was a passion project for me and Dylan. It was another tribute to one of our favorite channels back then. Now, for me, not so much, but that channel was Smosh, and the video we made was called Food Battle 2014, Donut vs. Donut. It was an idea we always had for a future food battle. What if Anthony and Ian competed with two different donuts? And instead of waiting for them to do it, we did it first in 2014. I gotta be honest, guys, earlier, before rewatching this, I was pretty pumped. I couldn't think of one possible way this short couldn't hold up. I mean, it meant so much to us, how could it possibly be bad? Then I saw the like to dislike ratio. At that point, I knew this was gonna hurt. So yeah, we open with the introduction, basically explaining the plot.
Man, these guys are hilarious.
I know, but dude, don't you think it would be awesome if they did donut versus donut?
Yeah, and I know which donut Anthony should use against Ian's pink frosted sprinkled donut.
Yeah!
Chocolate glaze!
What?
Wait, what?
I said cream-filled donut should be the one Anthony uses in Food Battle Donut versus Donut!
So you think your chocolate cream-filled donut can do more everyday tasks than my chocolate glazed donut?
Oh yeah, read that script, boy. We then get this epic title card.
Then bring it on, pansy!
Man, I bet Smosh would be so jealous of this. I mean, look at the editing on this thing. It's like God himself came down and edited this intro for us.
Let's do medicine!
We then get started with the first round, which has some pretty obvious laughter in the background.
What is this?
Medicine, in the form of a donut.
Do I have to eat it all?
No.
I mean, what was I thinking keeping that in? Oh God, I take it back! Why did I leave that in? That's so gross! I wouldn't be surprised if someone actually vomited while watching this. But don't worry, Dylan's donut doesn't have the same effect.
It's medicine.
Medicine?
Yeah.
Do I have to eat the whole thing?
No.
I feel so much better! Oh! Yeah!
Oh yeah, you know how Smosh uses the checks and X's for their videos? Well, I didn't know how to put in a check. I had the X's on my keyboard, but I didn't know what to do with the check. So my alternative was just the plus sign, which doesn't look as good as a check, and probably confused half the people watching it.
Oh, let's do a plunger! Come on, Donut, let's redeem ourselves! Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh, it worked!
Oh God! Oh my God! Did I not know what that seemed like I was doing? Jesus Christ, that's bad! You know what? Maybe like the last one, maybe Dylan's take went a little bit better.
We got this.
Oh! Oh God, that's worse!
Aww.
It's so strange how as a kid, this just comes across as goofy because we're plunging a toilet. But now that I'm older, it seems like something else entirely. You know what? No more of that. Listen, you can hear a jet going by in this part.
Oh, wait. Let's do football.
Okay.
Oh, and look. People in the background again, at 2 different times. Okay. Hopefully that distracts you from that plunging scene.
Ooh, let's do poison.
Okay.
Jumping ahead a bit, this was our final segment, which of course had to have a death, as was the usual in the Smosh videos.
Okay. Why is laughing? Huh.
Why didn't that work?
In case you're wondering, we had a short, young person filming for some reason, and that's why the shots look all weird.
You gave him one of your medicine donuts instead of one of your poison one, idiot!
That's right.
You're such an idiot. Idiot.
Jackson?
What? Jackie Chan!
The joke for this scene is, I'm calling him an idiot, Yet I bend down and grab one of his poisonous donuts, somehow unknowingly, and then I eat it, and then I die. Even though, why would I eat one of his donuts when we're competing for whose donut is better? Wouldn't me eating one of his with a smile just prove that his was better all along? Wouldn't it make more sense if I accidentally ate one of my poisonous donuts?
Jackie Chan!
Who cares? I'm dead and Dylan won.
Alright!
Which means it's time for our own announcer ending.
Dylan, you just won Food Battle 2014. What are you gonna do now?
Oh my god! I'm going hunting!
Way to be self-referential, cringe me. You think people actually care that you had cat gun in the end of this for the sake of an easy joke?
Oh boy, can I come?
No!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'll be removing all of my cringe videos off of my YouTube. I mean, why would I keep them up anyways? Each one of them has bad jokes, bad acting, bad editing, bad camera work. Keeping these up just shows me as this inept kid who can't film a decent sketch of his life depended on it. And I refuse to have that be what people see me as when they accidentally find these old videos of mine. So I hope you guys got a good laugh out of that, because now it's time to... Oh yeah. I completely forgot. I uploaded blooper reels for Cat Gun and Food Battle before. They're probably just as cringy as the actual videos. You know what? Screw it. Let's watch them. Might as well, since they're going to be deleted soon anyways. Let's start with the Food Battle one.
Why didn't that work?
That's actually a better shot than what we had in the actual video.
Man, these guys were hilarious.
Blooper.
Oh yeah, he tried to have his phone out so he could read the script. Glad that got cut out.
These guys are How about a TV remote?
Let's do football.
Okay. That was a voice crack.
Should we really be filming while lawnmowers going on? Dylan doesn't know this, but I stuffed the actual house key into this donut. It's going to... Dude!
You know what, about what I said earlier, about deleting all these and being ashamed of them, forget that. Forget it, I'm not ashamed of these, and they're definitely going to stay up. These sketches, no matter how amateur they are, they're still a part of my life. They help me learn more about filming, writing, editing. They've also helped me to learn more about me and what I want to do in life. And who knows who I'd be right now without them in my past. So they may not be perfect, they may not have the best editing or writing or acting, but they'll always stay my favorite videos. Although I'm happy with what I do now on my channel and who I am now, it'd be a shame for me to ignore who I once was. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys next time.